Chapter 5: The Aftermath. The weeks after Felicity and Dexter's deaths felt heavy, like a dark cloud hanging over the whole school. The once lively corridors were filled with whispers, stares, and a silence that felt louder than noise. Everyone had their own version of the story, but no one really knew the truth. For Kevin, each day felt like walking through broken glass. The girl he had loved for 3 years was gone, and he hadn't even been there when she needed him most. He remembered the lies she told, the distance she created, the way she pulled away in those final weeks, and it cut him like a knife. Sometimes anger burned inside him. She betrayed me. She went to him instead of me. Other times, grief swallowed him whole. She's gone forever. I'll never hold her hand again. Most nights, he lay awake staring at the ceiling, his chest aching, replaying everything in his head. The school assembly. 2 weeks after the funeral, the principal called the students into the hall. Rows of teenagers sat quietly as the teachers stood at the front. "We are here," the principal began, her voice firm but sad, "to acknowledge the loss of 2 students, Felicity Smith and Dexter Adams. Both were taken from us too soon." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. The principal continued, "Let their deaths remind us of the dangers of secrets, the importance of honesty, and the value of seeking help when we struggle." Kevin sat rigid, his hands clenched. He hated hearing Dexter's name alongside Felicity's. "He doesn't deserve to be remembered with her," Kevin thought bitterly. "He took her away from me." But deep down, a part of him knew it wasn't so simple. Tyler's struggle. Tyla tried to return to normal, but nothing felt right. Every time she walked past Felicity's empty desk, tears threatened to fall. She blamed herself for agreeing to cover for her friend. "If I had told the truth, maybe she'd still be here. Maybe she wouldn't have gone to him." Her mother reminded her, "You can't control other people's choices, Tyla. Felicity made her own decisions." But the guilt was like a shadow, following her everywhere. To make it worse, she missed Dexter too. He had been kind to her sometimes, even if he hadn't noticed her feelings. Now he was gone too, and she hated herself for wishing it had been different. Kevin and Tyla. One afternoon after school, Kevin found Tyla sitting alone under the big tree near the sports field. She was staring at the ground, her face pale. Without thinking, he sat beside her. For a moment, they said nothing. The silence between them was heavy, filled with memories of Felicity. Finally, Tyla whispered, "I keep thinking it's my fault." Kevin shook his head slowly. "It's not your fault. It's his. Dexter. His voice cracked. "He took her away from me." Tyla looked at him with tears in her eyes. "I miss her so much." Kevin swallowed hard. "Me too." For the first time since the funeral, they cried together, side by side. Neither had the strength to comfort the other, but sharing the pain made it just a little lighter. The journal. A month later, Mrs. Smith called Kevin to her house. She looked exhausted, her eyes red from crying. "Kevin," she said softly, handing him a small notebook. "We found this in Felicity's room. It's her journal. I think you should have it." Kevin's hands shook as he took it. That night, he sat on his bed, staring at the cover for a long time before opening it. Inside were pages filled with Felicity's handwriting, her dreams, her fears, and her thoughts. He read about how much she loved him, how grateful she was for their years together, and how she wanted a future with him. But then the later entry shifted. "Dexter makes me feel understood. I don't know why I can't stop talking to him. I love Kevin, but with Dexter, It's different. I feel alive and trapped at the same time." Kevin's chest tightened. The words were like knives, but he forced himself to keep reading. Her last entry made him break down completely. "I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm losing myself. I wish I could tell Kevin the truth, but I'm scared he'll hate me. I just want everything to go back to how it was before." Tears streamed down his face. She hadn't meant for it to end this way. She was confused, torn between two worlds, and too afraid to be honest. Kevin pressed the journal to his chest and whispered, "I don't hate you, Felicity. I just wish you had trusted me." Moving forward. Time passed slowly, but it did pass. The pain didn't disappear, but Kevin learned to live with it. He poured his energy into his studies and sports, trying to keep busy. Tyla became his closest friend, though neither of them ever mentioned Dexter's name again. Together, they kept Felicity's memory alive, sharing stories about her smile, her kindness, and the way she lit up every room. Sometimes, Kevin still visited her grave. He would sit in silence, talking to her in his mind, telling her about his day, his fears, his dreams. "Life goes on," he whispered one evening, the wind brushing gently against his face. "But I'll never forget you."